Shri Vaishnava. First of all, I would like to thank Loka Guru family for organizing this event. And thank our special guests for coming, also including Agni Prabhu, who's here, but he's still special. Sometimes we think familiarity breeds contempt, at least breeds neglect. Very fortunate. So I just wanted to mention, in the Bhagavatam, it says, Tuliyama Lavanapi, Svarga Nakumar, that when we have the great fortune to associate with someone who's a Bhagavat Sangha, an associate. Associate meaning someone who's dedicated to serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then even a little bit of association is very beneficial. And we've had, at least this weekend, kind of very fortunate for the devotees, for myself, getting wonderful association, and all of us for getting one wonderful association of senior Vaishnavas. And we should take advantage of it. We still have today, we have tomorrow, we have Monday, and of course, like Sundar Maharaj, we have another week, this week and a little more. So please take advantage. I don't want you to fill up your quota and think, oh, I don't want to get too much spiritual activity, I may have to, give up some of my attachments. So be careful. Just like in Krishna Lila, one of the gopis is standing by Vamsi Vata and saying, don't go near this boy, Krishna, playing the flute. He may cause you to give up your family and your reputation and everything. So if you value these things, don't go near them. And so we have to be careful with spiritually minded people. They may think we are attached. I wanted to say, we're very fortunate in the sense that Agni Prabhu is a Kirtaniya. We have this association. Navina Nirada Prabhu, I'm not going in pecking order necessarily here, but Navina Nirada Prabhu is, I consider him among the first book distributors that began to distribute volumes of books, meaning big sets of books. I remember I was very fond of him when I used to visit Switzerland, and Harinamananda Prabhu. They were the first ones I ever saw with big stacks of books. When I saw it, I went to Switzerland and saw, their backs are still telling the story. And big stacks of books, whole sets of Bhagavatam. And everyone was amazed. How could you do this? Most of us at that time, we felt fortunate if we could distribute like a Bhagavad Gita or first canto of Bhagavatam. So we have, please take advantage of this association. And His Holiness Bhakti Sundar Maharaj is a Kata Kariya, which means someone who's very fond of telling Krishna Katha. Knows so many different pastimes of the Lord, of Gauranga, Radha, Krishna, and of course all of our Vaishnava philosophy. So please also take advantage of his wonderful association, and also, of course, take advantage of everyone's association. Because the association, I've been harping on this a little bit, but association is so important. Lord Chaitanya said, Sanatana Goswami, that Krishna Bhakti Janma Mula Hai Sarvasanga, that the very root cause that Krishna Bhakti will appear in the heart is the association of Vaishnava. And Krishna Prema Janmi Ting Ho Mukha Ungya. And even when you attain Krishna Prema, still the main activity is the association of Krishna. A very, very important thing. Whether it be an event like this, and where we are, recognizing our host, whose birthday is coming up in a week or so, a little more, and his son, both of their birthdays are right around the corner. So we're also very grateful and wish them the best present you can give someone on birthday is well wishes. And what to speak of if you get well wishes from 50 or 60 or 70 Vaishnavas. In the Western world, birthday means everybody gives them a gift. But in the Vedic society, on the birthday you give the gifts. So he's giving us a wonderful gift. They have a program, and we want to give him and his family, and especially him and his son, and especially his son, because it says if you want to win the heart of someone, you do it through their son. Or sometimes their dog if they don't have a son, or the dog and the son. Double treat. So I personally wish them all success in their Krishna consciousness, that Krishna bless them with ever-increasing devotional service and spiritual consciousness, and that Lord Nrsimha free them from all obstacles in the path of Krishna consciousness. And if all of you can please, in your minds, of course, afterwards also, wish them this, and wish everyone, not just them, every one of us. And not only when we have a birthday, but every day we say, we're wishing the best for the Vaishnavas, because that is the best benefit we can get in life, is their association. So without further ado, I would like to turn over the microphone to His Holiness Bhakti Sundar to say some words about Krishna consciousness and encourage all of us in our devotional service. Thank you all very much.
All right.
Any subject like this? Any subject? Any subject?
Namashreshtam manumapi Sachiputra matra swarupam Rupam tasyagrajam mudupurim Maturim muskavati Radha kunda girivaram Ahoradhika manharasam Praptoyasya pratita kripaya Shri Guru Tamnatorasmi Vanchakalpatarujascha Sindhudevacha Patitana Pavadebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Indra Pravishtam Vishnupa Paramahansa. His Divine Graces Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. So, one very important thing in spiritual life is to develop attraction to feel about Krishna. There is a verse in the Bhagavatam, Satam prasangam amavirya samvido bhavanti ritkarna rasayanattaka tad yujanad asha pavarga vartman shradharati bhaktiranukramshi. That one should hear Harikatha and the association of devotees, because that is very pleasing to the ear and to the heart, and diminishes or suffers, diminish. When we engage in hearing about Krishna, we forget our problems. at least for the time. And above all, at every step, increases on Shraddha or faith, Rati or attachment, and Bhakti or devotion to Krishna. Increase step by step. So this very, very important activity to come together, hear and chant and remember Krishna, speak about His glories, His activities, pastimes. Nama, Rupa, Guna, Lila. First thing, the holy name. Krishna and His name no different. When we understand that, we can chant very attentively. And also with the feeling, with the intention to please Krishna. We don't chant to make a show or attract attention. No, we should do it for pleasing Krishna. That's the method Mahaprabhu brought to this world. Very peaceful method. No? Once he called all his associates together one evening, as Nimai Pandit, he was not sannyasi yet, and he told everyone, especially he directed his speech to Haridas and Nityananda. He said, Shuno Shuno Nityananda, Shuno Haridas, Sarvatra Mala Pragya Koro Prakash, Praktigare Gai Giya Koro Bhikko, Bolo Krishna, Bhaja Krishna, Koro Krishna Shika. Listen to me, Nityananda, listen Haridas. Let the whole world know my desire. Go from door to door and ask people alms, three things. Bolo Krishna, chant Krishna's name. Bhaja Krishna, worship Lord Krishna. And Koro Krishna Shika, follow Krishna's teaching as they are in Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. Putting that order on their heads, both Haridas and Nityananda go door to door. And the man of the house comes, yes, do you need any money, any food, clothes? No. We just need you to please promise us to chant the holy name. How many times during the day? How many names you can chant? I'm pretty busy man, I have family, job. Life is short and full of misery. If you don't worship now the son of Mother Yashoda, great sorrow awaits you at the time of death. So don't waste any more time. Life, human life is precious. It's a golden opportunity. Lord Chaitanya is here. It's the Lord Himself. He's asking you, please chant the holy name. Okay, I will do it. And give up your sinful activity. So in the evening they will bring result, how Sankirtan result. At that time there was no printing press. So preaching was done. Inviting everyone to chant. If somebody wanted to read the book, he has to copy all the book by hand. I will lend you my book, you can copy it. Whatever time takes you to copy it. That's the only way to read the book, actually, at that time. Anyway, but sometime Haridas Thakur will bring some complaints, loving complaints about Nityananda. He will tell Nimai Pandit, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please tell your Nityananda Avaduta not to give me so much trouble. Sometime we go at the house of a family man, and he has only one cow to sell milk to survive. And he goes milk the cow, drink all the milk, and the man asks for money, he runs away. And I'm old man, I can't run, I get in trouble. At another time, we are walking next to the Ganga, and we pass next to a place full of crocodiles. He jump up in the middle of the crocodiles, start slapping them, jump on their back, and laugh like a wild man. And I'm full of anxiety for his safety. I cry out, please help me, his life is in danger. And he cry and laugh like madman. At another time, he put me to shame. We are in the marketplace full of people. And he approached a young Muslim girl and grabbed her hand. Will you marry me? And the girl ran away. And he laughed like a madman. Please tell him something. And all the bodies are in place, carrying the pastimes of Lord Nityananda. Nityananda Prabhu is avaduta, he's not under rules and regulation. Once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Srivas, what do you think about my Nitai? He said, he's your second body. He's no different from you. Whatever he does, you do it through him. Even if he entered a bar, I know he has some reaching business there. Oh, you have so much faith in my Nitai. He bless him. Once he gave the devotee a piece of his underwear, copy of Nityananda's book, they tie it to your head, so illness the desire will be gone. So Nityananda Prabhu will go to the house of Srivas Thakur. He treated Malini, his wife, as his own mother, because she lost her son in the middle of the kirtan of Mahaprabhu. The son of Srivas Thakur died. All the women wanted to cry loud, but Srivas Thakur cried softly, not too loud. You should not interrupt Chaitanya Mahaprabhu kirtan. Imagine how much love Srivas Thakur had. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stopped the kirtan. He asked Srivas, I feel that the tragedy happened in this home. What happened? My mother wanted to interrupt your kirtan, but my son died. Oh, take me. All the ladies crying, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked the soul to come back to the body. And he spoke to the boy, and the boy spoke. He said, by my great fortune, I was born in the house of a pure devotee, Srivas Thakur. I had my Lord, your association, and now by your mercy, I am going back home, back to Godhead. Please, all of you, bless me. Don't be sorry, don't cry. Be happy for me. So everybody became happy and pacified. And then he left. Brahmanda Brahmite Kon Bhagyavanji, Guru Krishna Prasade Pai, Bhakti Lata Bij. In his teaching to Rupa Goswami, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, there are many souls wandering in this Brahmanda, in this universe, from body to body, But if somebody is Bhagyavan, is fortunate, by the mercy of Krishna and Guru, will receive in the heart the seed of devotional service. And this seed has to be watered every day, and all the weeds should be taken out to take care nicely of the plant, So this is a process. And we can enjoy even in this life the fruit of that tree, which is love of God. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came to give everyone Krishna praise. One may ask, then what is my share? I'm not getting it. What is my Krishna praise? The answer will be, where will you receive it? In your hands? Yes, no. They are not good recipient, because Krishna prema is not solid, it's liquid, it's creamy, it's nectar, will split between the fingers. So what will be the best container? Of course the heart, but the heart has to be clean first. If you want to drink water and the glass is dirty, you have to wash the glass first. Throw away the dirt from it, then you can drink nice clear water. The same way, Lord Chaitanya is more than eager to give us the Krishna prema, but we have to make room in the heart. The heart is full of dirt. That's why he says, Cheto Dvarpana Marjana, first clean the heart. Then he more than eager to give us this Krishna. But sometimes, due to his great mercy, the Lord will give us some drops of that nectar, just to encourage us to seek more and more, become greedy. We need to become spiritually greedy. Materially less greedy, spiritually more. Because this greediness is the price to pay to achieve spiritual perfection. It's called Laulia. So it's very, very important. Teaching of Lord Chaitanya. He also taught very three important things. Nama Ruchi, Jivedaya, Vaishnava Seva. Develop taste for chanting the holy name. Help those who have forgotten Krishna. Be merciful to those who have forgotten completely Krishna. And Vaishnava Seva, serve the Vaishnavas. These three things. Mahaprabhu has one servant called the Govinda Das. He went to live with him in Jagannath Puri. The Lord will go every day to have darshan of Lord Jagannath, and when he will come back, he will be a little tired, he will rest, and Govinda will massage his feet, his legs. The Lord will relax and have a good rest. But one day, the Lord came tired, and he lay down with his feet inside the room, but his body covering the door. So when Govinda came to do his service, he was not able to do it unless he has to pass over the body of the Lord, and that would be an offense. And so he thought, either I don't do my service, or I do offense and do my service. So I will take risk and do my service. So he passed over the body of Mahaprabhu to enter the room, and he was massaging his feet, his legs. The Lord would relax and have nice rest. And after like 1 hour or two, the bell of the temple, the sound was there, calling everyone for prasad. So when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard the bell, he woke up. He said, Govinda, why you didn't go take prasad? How can I pass over you? But how you came in? Oh, to do my service, I am take the risk for offense. But to satisfy my God, I'm not taking any risk. So that's very important teaching. We can take risk for serving Krishna, not for our own sense gratification. So many teaching we can learn from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates, life and pastimes. So, what is the purpose actually of human life? Prema pumarto mahan, Lord Chaitanya said. Purpose of human life, to develop love of God. Although Prabhupada once was asked by a reporter, Master, what is the purpose of life? And you know what Prabhupada's answer was? The purpose of life is to enjoy. But you don't know where real enjoyment is. You're thinking enjoyment is in the drugs and alcohol and sex and this and that, but you don't know where real enjoyment is. You are missing the party, the real party. You know the story of Kailash? Anybody know the story of Kailash? From the Puranas. Once Krishna was waiting for his friend to play with them in the spiritual world, and Narad Muni arrived there and told the Lord, my Lord, I can bring you right now 100 souls from the earth planet to play with you while your friend arrived. Oh yes, that is a good idea. But there is one man named Kailash. He wants to come to me, he's old man. Bring him first. He's not qualified, but I'm making an exception, capacity. Bring him in to right now. Tell him I'm giving a special concession. So Narad Muni went to Kailash. Kailash was devotee actually, but he was not really attached. So Narad Muni arrived at Kailash home, told him, Kailash, oh great sage Narada, please accept my humble obeisance. I'm so fortunate to have your darshan. Narad Muni say, I have great news for you. Krishna say, you can come right now to him and play with him, with his friend. Oh yes, yes. Narad said that means you have to give up your attachment to your body right now. Give up the body and go. Not the material body, the soul has to. Kailash, yes, I'm very eager to go with my Lord to serve in eternal. But there is one last thing I would like to do before I go. What is that? Well, I have a young son and young daughter. I would like to see them married before I leave. Let your family take care of those things. You are old now, you can die any day. Don't worry about it. No, I have to do it, otherwise I will not be in peace. Please allow me, give me some time. After that, I will go with it. Okay, how much time? Give me 1 year. It takes time to arrange this. Okay. After 1 year, of course, 1 year here is nothing there, 1 second in the spiritual world, a fraction of a second. So, Narad Muni came back after a year. Okay, Kailash, you fulfill your desire, your daughter, your son is married. Very nice, let's go with Krishna. Well, Narad Muni, to be honest with you, I have another desire. Before I go, what is that? I would like to see my grandson and granddaughter before I leave. Please allow me this. But don't be so materially attached to these things. They will have so many friends to play with Krishna, You will be eternally happy. Why you're so attached? Forgive me, I'm not perfect yet, I still have some. Okay. How much time you need? It takes time to make children, Give me at least 1.5 year, couple of years. Okay. You're wasting your time, but what can I do? It's voluntary, I can't force you. Okay, after 1.5 years, Narad Muni came back, and Kailash had one granddaughter and one grandson to their knee, and they're playing, they're laughing, and as soon as he saw Narada, his mind freezes. What do you call the person who spoiled the party? There is a name for it?
Party pooper.
I don't know. Party pooper. Sounds very weird. Never, first time I'm hearing this one. Anyway, so Narad Muni said, okay, Kailash, you fulfill your desire, come on. Don't waste any more time, you may die any minute now. Let's go, Krishna is making special mercy for you. You are not qualified, but still giving you the mercy. Well, yes, I want to go right now, Narad Muni, of course, but I don't have more desire to fulfill. But I have one problem. I can't go without solving this problem. What is the problem? That my wife and my daughter-in-law, they fight all the time. Sometimes they take a knife, to each other. So I have to come, separate them. They may kill each other any day. So I can't go like this. I have to solve this problem. What are you planning to do? I'm planning to make a little house for my son to live with his wife. I have in my own land. So they live separately. I will be happy, peaceful to go with you. Kailash, don't waste so much time. Life is short, you are old, you can die any minute. Krishna is giving a special concession now, but after that, who knows what can happen to you? What will be your next life? No, it will take only 6 months to build this house. Please, allow me to do it. Okay. It's voluntary, I can't force you, but I told you. Anyway, after 6 months, Narad Muni was coming, and Kailash was finishing the house of his son, and the dog, he has a dog, so the dog wanted to play, he would throw a little stick, and the dog ran after him, bring it back, and when the dog was bringing back the stick, Kailash had a heart attack. He was dying, and the dog was in his chest, so he was looking at the dog, and the dog was looking at him, and he died thinking of the dog. When Narad Muni came, he found 2 dogs. And he knew one of them was Kailash. Kailash, just see what happened to you for not listening to me. And Kailash said, wow. Okay, Kailash, I'm giving you last chance. Give up this miserable dog body. Let's go with Krishna. I'm giving you last chance. And the dog, Kailash, said, well, Of course I want to go with you, but my family went on vacation and see they left the window of the house open and a thief can come in. I have to protect the house until they come back. Do whatever you want. They're rebellious soul, you know. No, Narayana insisted on him, he said. And Kailas, the dog, became angry. With so many souls around, you come only after me. You know what happened to Kailas? And the next time he became a snake because he offended the Vaishnava. But Narad Muni never gave up on him and went to preach to him even as a snake. And he preached and preached and preached to him until finally Kailas surrendered, became Vaishnava. One time Narad Muni came to see him and his body was full of, he was hurt, They were beating him with sticks and stones. So I asked him, why is this? Well, since I became devotee, I don't want to harm anyone, so the children take advantage of that and they beat me there. I'm practicing tolerance. And now I say, don't be a fool. If they come to harm you, show them your fangs and your tongue and hiss at them, shh. But don't bite them, just frighten them. So they will leave you alone. That's very good instruction for all of us. You have to defend yourself, somebody, but don't harm anyone. Just apparent anger, not real anger. Like that. And then after that life of a snake, Kailash was liberated by the mercy of Narayana. So thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to speak. Hare Krishna. Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Om Agyanatimirandasya Niranjanasakaya Chakshurumritam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakidamayam Dadati Svapadantikam Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Radha Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangumam Gayate Girim Yat Kripanamaham Bhande Sri Gurudinatharanam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanyeshwaram Panchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasundabhyevcha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. So we're very happy and fortunate to be here in the association of all the Vaishnavas. Golokera Premadana Harinam Sankirtan. The greatest gift is the holy name of Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada came to give us this greatest gift of Harinam Sankirtan. Now, I've met people from Trinidad all over the world, and you're pretty successful bunch, I must tell. You're doing well wherever you are. And I was attracted to come here also because you had a channel on Mayapur TV. It was called Trinidad and Tobago. You would just see the beach and the palms and the ocean, and they would play classes by Radhanath Maharaj. And it was like, you remember that channel? And everybody was thinking, was watching that channel like, what, they just lie on the beach, drink coconuts, and hear Krishna Katha. It must be a fantastic place, I must go there, right? So, of course, reality is much more exciting than the virtual side. So very fortunate that we could come here by the invitation of our seniors, and we can honestly tell you, Srila Prabhupada once said that Mauritius could become the first Krishna conscious country in the world. And Trinidad, also Guyana, Suriname, very similar demographic than Mauritius. So we can honestly tell you, you're sitting on a gold mine. You may not know it, but you're sitting on a gold mine. Now, what do you do if you have a gold mine? You start building a little something. You start building your son-in-laws or your, little house in your garden, and then you strike gold. Then what do? I mean, you can call the Chinese or the Brazilians or the Canadians or the Americans and tell them, come here and dig our gold. Just give us a few suitcases of money and a few peanuts. We'll let you dig our gold. You can take it. You can have it. Or you can say, let's assemble a team and let's explore our own gold and utilize it in a proper way. Today's Rakeshwar Pandit's disappearance day. Rakeshwar Pandit was an associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he was so absorbed in kirtan that sometimes he would dance for 72 hours. For 3 days and nights, without stopping, he would dance in kirtan. Lord Chaitanya said, if I had another person like you, it would be like, you're like my wing. If I have another wing like that, I could fly in the sky. He was so happy about Rakeshwar Pandit's dancing. Now there was another person, his name was Devananda Pandit. He was a scholar and a teacher. So one time Srivas Thakur, he sat in his Bhagavatam recitation. He sat in the back. And as Devananda Pandit was speaking about the Bhagavatam to his students, Srivas Thakur felt great ecstasy in his heart. And he started swooning. And he started showing ecstatic symptoms. And the students became disturbed by it. They thought, who is this person? He's disturbing the class. So they picked him up and dropped him outside on the road. And Devananda Pandit did not interfere because he was a scholar and he was proud about his erudition. So, because of that offense towards Srivas Thakur, he could not make any spiritual advancement. Yet, there was one devotee, Rakeshwar Pandit, who was dancing ecstatically in kirtan. And somehow Devananda Pandit was attracted to him. So what he used to do was, he would go and he would guard Rakeshwar Pandit when he was dancing, so that nobody would interfere with his dancing. He would stand there with a stick and make sure he was all right. And because of that service to Rakeshwar Pandit, he got the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, who initially was very angry with him. Yet, at some point, he told him that if you want to make spiritual advancement, you have to go and get forgiveness from Srivas Thakur. And Devananda Pandit, whose heart had been softened because he got the mercy from Rakeshwar Pandit, he went and he fell at the feet of Srivas Thakur. He got his forgiveness, and he became an eternal associate of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There's many places where you can get mercy. There's many places where you can get purified of sins. But there's only one place where you can get forgiveness for aparadhas. And it is Devananda Pandit's place, Devananda Pandit's month. So, we have a great opportunity. Srila Prabhupada came to bring us this greatest gift, Golokera Premadana, Harinam Sankirtan. And he has made it open access. He has, in the mood of Lord Chaitanya, as Maharaj was saying, Bhaja Krishna, Bolo Krishna, Koro Krishna, Shika, Mahaprabhu said, I order every man, woman, and child, please, take this holy name, chant Hare Krishna, and teach it to others. So I can see that people here are very soft, they're very kind-hearted, they're very open, they're very susceptible to the message of Krishna consciousness. So I'm very excited to see so many of you here gathering today, and I know there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of devotees all over, and it's just a matter of organizing our Sankirtan teams. We just had Rath Yatra in Puri a few days ago, and when Lord Chaitanya was in Jagannath Puri, there were 7 kirtan groups around the Raths. And Lord Chaitanya, he manifested 7 forms, and he danced in each and every kirtan group. Now, a lot of the devotees thought he's only dancing in my group. But those who had a spirit of cooperation, a spirit of Sankirtan, a spirit of teamwork, they got a special darshan. They saw Lord Chaitanya dancing in each and every 7 groups simultaneously. So that was a very special gift that they were granted. There's a person, there was a devotee, his name is Tapan Mishra, since we're talking Chaitanya Lila today. Tapan Mishra was an educated Brahmin, he was a Pandit, yet he did not know the goal of life nor the means how to attain it. Seems a bit contradictory, doesn't it? How can you be educated and not know the goal of life or how to attain it? Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur explains in the purport to this incident, to this pastime, that he was worshipping his deity at home, his Thakur. He is worshipping his Guru. He is chanting his Krishna mantra, but privately for himself. Because he did not engage in Sankirtan, he did not cooperate with others, he did not make plans to spread the Sankirtan movement. That's why he did not know the goal of life, nor the means how to attain it. So, similar thing can happen to each and every one of us. We may think, oh, I got my deity at home, I have my Guru, I have my mantra, I'm saved. Yet, how much are we willing to step outside our comfort zone in order to take on a little bit of the load of the Guru Parampara? So this is the greatest gift, but a gift usually comes with some obligation also. Have you noticed when somebody gives you a gift, you always think like, okay, what's it going to cost me? Right? What's the hook? Okay, what do you want? So what is the catch? What is the expectation? The expectation is that we accept it wholeheartedly and we share it with others. That is a natural consequence, because the more you taste, the more you become inspired to share it with other people. Right now is a very crucial phase of the Hare Krishna movement. I'm very happy to see many generations of devotees here. And honestly speaking, my prostrated obeisances to all of you. We are here today because of the sacrifices, the tears and prayers of our ancestors who built the Hare Krishna movement, who built these temples, who gave us this opportunity to practice Krishna consciousness. As a small token of gratitude, let us accept this gift and let us share it with one and all. When we drove here from the airport, we saw there was a truck and it said, Gopal. You know, Go, not Gopal, but Gopal. G-O-P-A-U-L. And it was a meat truck. And I thought, something went wrong here. You know? Something went wrong here. Because Gopal means, what does Gopal mean? It's the protector of the cows, right? But here's a meat truck, and it says Gopal. So not only the spelling is wrong, but something went wrong. So there's trouble in paradise, as you may have noticed. And other groups, other demographics are rapidly increasing because they're they're focusing their resources and spreading their message and their literature widely. So, last 6 years I spent in California. I was asked to open a little center in San Francisco. And I was up in Berkeley at the University of California in Berkeley, and I was distributing books, and I met one young man, and he said, "You already spoke to me yesterday. Why are you approaching me again?" You ever meet people like that? Who say, "I've already been asked," you know? So I said, "How can I tell you're wearing a mask? You look like all these other mask-wearing people, you know?" So he pulled down his mask, and he had a big beard. And he said, "I'm a Muslim, but you're glowing. I want what you have." I said, "Here it is, take it." And he took the book, and he contributed. So right now, people are looking for solutions, because there is trouble, even in paradise, as you may have noticed. People are struggling, they're hustling, they're trying to make it. Huh? Not just to work, not just to avoid the potholes, but just in life. Huh? And right now is a very good time, because you can go up to anybody and ask them, "How are you doing today? How are you feeling? How are things going with you?" Right now you have an open invitation to connect with anybody and everybody. We were in Guyana just a couple of days ago, and in Suriname, and we just walked into schools and just went classroom to classroom. And the teachers were super happy that they got a recess. They got a little break from having to deal with the kids. Because it's hard work, teaching. I don't know if anyone of you been in education. It's hard work. So, and they take books. And then we also give pamphlets to the students. We have a little effort. We can get so much literature into the hands of the future generations. I have two friends in California. One of them has a little motel with 15 rooms, and the other one works in IT. And they have placed over 1 million Bhagavad Gitas in hotels and motels in the last 10 years. That's a good start, right? It's a good start, 1 million Bhagavad Gitas. You go to any hotel room here in Trinidad, you will find Bible, you'll find New Testament, you'll even find Quran, but you will not find Bhagavad Gita. What are we going to do about this? There's an opportunity here. Huh? There's an opportunity here. Now, what is the use of being a Trini if you can't do something wonderful for the Sankirtan movement of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Huh? So, there's so many opportunities. People are open more than ever. Right now is also a very important phase of the Hare Krishna movement, because some of us are getting older. Have you noticed? Have you noticed? I know some are getting younger, but some are slowly getting older. I was talking to, who was I talking to? To one devotee, and we're both 55. And I say, you notice when you're getting older is when you walk into a room and you look like, where can I sit down? Like, you know, like, where's my chair? You notice that? Yeah? Older people know what I'm talking about. But those who are still young and youthful and energetic, so you want to have fun, okay. Join the Sankirtan movement of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There is unlimited amount of fun. I can guarantee you that. Because once you team up with Lord Nityananda, then, as Maharaj was telling, there is no lack of fun. There's no lack of excitement. Huh? Krishna Shakti Vinanahe Tara Pravartan. We would like to see this empowerment, this training and delegation happen so that Krishna consciousness can spread very widely in this most fertile land of Trinidad and Tobago. You're living in paradise, you don't even know it. I went to Russia for 25 years. They've got 4 great vegetables. You want to know what the 4 great vegetables are in Russia? Cabbage, beetroot, carrot, and potato. And in the summer you get a couple of berries, and maybe an apple if you're lucky. For them, the greatest thing on the planet is a banana. That's only for Christmas. Yes. I'm not joking. And you know what you got. I can give you the whole list, but you know better than I do. So you're living in paradise. This is the last story, and then I'll quit. I was in Novosibirsk, Siberia in first week of January of 1996. And it was minus 35 degrees Celsius. You know what minus 35 degrees means? It means if you would spit, it turns into ice before it hits the ground. It's that cold. And there's snow and ice everywhere. The tires have spikes, so they don't skid off the road. And one devotee was telling that he went out to distribute books and he met another devotee who was distributing books. And he asked him, Prabhu, which temple are you from? I've never seen you. And the person said, I don't know any Prabhu and I don't know any temple. So he said, what are you doing? He said, 2 years ago, I got this Bhagavad Gita here on this same street. And I read it, and it's the best book I've ever read in my life. And at the end of the book, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, says that if you want to become dear to me, then you have to give this knowledge to others. And what he did was, he went to the Xerox copy shop, and he had 100 copies of Bhagavad Gita Xerox copy. Have you ever done Xerox copy? What, like 5 pages, or, some resume or some job application, for a visa? There's a 1,000-page book. He had 100 copies made by Xerox, and then he got them bound. And then he went out on the same place where he got the book, and he went up to people. And he said, look, this is the best book I've ever read. I want you to have it. It cost me this much money to Xerox copy it. Please give a donation. And he started distributing. Now, I have a doubt. Since we're in the family here, I like to share my doubt. I have many doubts, because to doubt is the sign of intelligence, right? So if you have many doubts, you must be very intelligent. It's a joke. It's supposed to laugh. So, what is my main doubt? What if we become a little too comfortable, a little too complacent, a little too self-absorbed, a little too indulgent, a little too fat, a little too arrogant? So many spiritual movements, they started out pretty revolutionary. They had a big vision and a missionary drive, and they went out to spread the message. And then over time, there was what's called mission drift. They turned pretty mundane. It happened. It happened in all the traditions. So what if the same thing happens to us, to the Hare Krishnas, that all of a sudden it turns into something else? But then I hear stories like this, and I'm convinced that somewhere in... Do you have jungle in Trinidad? Jungle? Not a little bit? Not too much? No? Okay, somewhere in the woods, somewhere on the islands, no? Somewhere in the Sahara, somewhere in Patagonia, or somewhere in Siberia. Somebody will find the Bhagavad Gita, and they will read it. And they will say, hey! Nachatasma manusheshu kashim me priyakritama. You want to become dear to Krishna? Give this message to others. And that person will start the Sankirtan movement again, just by themselves. So, but we're already here. We're already here. There's already hundreds and hundreds of devotees. So please, let us join hands and hearts and minds and work together as a loving family to see what can we do to spread this message of Golokera Premadana Harinama Sankirtan. Because you might be living in paradise, but there is even trouble in paradise in Kali Yuga, as you might have noticed. So, we cannot go back home, back to Godhead alone. It is a team effort. It is a team sport. And if we say, well, I got my Thakur, I got my Guru, I got my mantra, I'm doing good, you may not know the goal of life, nor the means how to attain it. So we're very fortunate that we have so many seniors, not only here, but amongst us, with a wealth of experience in life and in Krishna consciousness. And I feel blessed. I feel truly blessed to have been able to join this movement when I was 15 years old. I was going to boarding schools in the Swiss mountains, and Prabhupada came to me in the form of one of his books. Because Prabhupada stayed up every night. He got up at midnight, and he wrote 6 pages every night. Every night he got up, without an alarm clock, and he wrote 6 pages. Why? Because he felt our pain. He felt our confusion. He felt our need. Now, we may have libraries of books, but if we don't read them, we might as well be illiterate. I know they look great in the Zoom calls. You know, you have a library behind you, and people think, wow, this guy's really smart. You know, he's got a lot of books there. But if you don't read Prabhupada's books, we might as well be illiterate. In the last 40 years, I've done about 20 tours around, and I've done surveys with every congregation. Less than 10% have all of Prabhupada's books, and less than 10% have read all the books. I think we got a little homework to do. Now you may say, you know, I'm busy. I got business, I got children, I got a dog, I got stuff going on. Can you read 1 verse a day? Is it possible to read 1 verse a day? This is where the audience participation kicks in. It's like
25 pages a week.
Yes. It's like if you're sitting in the exit row, you need a verbal yes, you know? Otherwise, they're going to sit you somewhere else. The Gita will take you 2 years. The Bhagavatam will take you 50 years. Most of you can still do it. So, and once we read the nectar of Prabhupada's books, then to share it becomes very easy. People will take one look at you and they will go like, I want to become like her. Please teach me. Why are you not doing all the stupid stuff that all the other people do? Why are you not getting angry? Why are you not getting upset? They will want what you have. So thank you for being here, being who you are, and doing what you do. It may look like I do not know you, but we're family, and Krishna consciousness is what brings us together. This is Srila Prabhupada's gift, that people came and they asked him, Swamiji, can you do magic? Can you show miracles? And Prabhupada said, yes, this is my magic. And he pointed at all the devotees. He said, this is my magic. I have taken people who were pretty way out there. And I've made them into devotees of Krishna. This is magic. Not pulling rabbits out of hats and, doing kind of gimmicks and stuff. But transforming beggars into greatly generous people. And it is such a gift that we can honestly say that this touchstone, this chintamani of Krishna consciousness can transform any person's life. That they in turn can turn other people into givers. And so it goes on, the domino effect, the Haribol effect is spreading all throughout. Now people know the Haribols have the best food, right? They know that, right? In Guyana, they're ordering catering from the devotees, the Christians, the Muslims, the catering, they order from the devotees. They know. Why? Because higher taste, better product. So let us join hands and make plans how we can expand the Sankirtan movement of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu unlimitedly. Because this window of opportunity, it's not really always clear how long these opportunities exist. Right now things are booming, there's some resources, but it's not always a fact. In Europe, I told the devotees that if you're not going to distribute books, I'm going to bring the Russians. And they said, no, don't bring the Russians. We're going to do it, it's okay. We'll do it. We'll distribute the books. But they didn't. And now the war happened, and you know what happened? There's 20 to 50 Russian and Ukrainian devotees in every temple in Europe. And they're distributing the books, and they're doing the Harinam. So I'm telling you, if you're not going to do it,
I'm going to bring the Russians here.
Maharaj is going to bring the Venezuelans. There's 10 million of them already on the run, okay? And there is more to come. I mean, we don't want to threaten anybody. We don't want to threaten anybody. I'm just telling you. Mahaprabhu said, Paramvijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtan. Declaring the Sankirtan movement is a success. The only question is, am I going to be part of that success or not? Now each and every one of us has to answer that question themselves. Thank you for your tolerance, your patience, and your selfless service over decades to build these temples, to build these communities and these generations of devotees that are now here and all over the world. And let us join together and make a plan that will make Prabhupada proud. How to firmly establish Krishna consciousness as a premier educational, spiritual movement that will change the face of this country. Thank you very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. So, as I think Maharaj mentioned that next week we will be celebrating 2 birthdays, Loka Guru's birthday and his son's birthday. So we have started a party already from today by bringing in the big guns. Loka Guru Prabhu, His Holiness Bhakti Sundar Maharaj, and of course our dear GBC, His Holiness Guru Prasad Maharaj. So, whenever we have a wonderful assembly like this, I just want to take one minute just to say something about Guru Prasad Maharaj. Just a reminder, many of you know this. We were about to lose the headquarters, the temple, the main temple in Trinidad. We were about to lose this temple. And, well, most of you were not around at that time because it was the late 80s going into the 90s. We were going to lose the temple. And we were going to move the deities one night. And the bank was coming the next day. The bank was coming to seal the doors. And so we thought, let us move the deities. Because we didn't want them to seal the building with the deities in the building. So that night we couldn't sleep. So we were thinking, who is going to be so brave to move the deities? And our plan was to take the deities to the South Center. But no one dared. We thought after we put the deities to rest, we would move them out of the altar, and so many thoughts, but nobody did. Because of course Krishna is in charge, so nobody moved them and they stayed. But Krishna had a plan, and the plan was to send Guru Prasad Maharaj. And he came, for an initial visit, he came to assess the situation. I think that was 92. Yeah, he came in 1992. And has never looked back. He has been with us since. Became the GBC for here and other Caribbean countries and so on. So I'm saying this because we're very grateful to him for sticking with us. And because of him, Sri Sri Radha Gopinath still have their home. And so many devotees since then have become disciples and so on with Maharaj. But I also want to just say to you that you can tell a book distributor in Navina Nirada Prabhu, you could tell someone who has this fire, that Prabhupada gave, distributing his books. So one thing struck me, and that is that I also noticed that, we travel and you see, wherever you go, you will see a little Bible, in every room, in these hotels and so on. But you're right, we don't see Bhagavad Gita. So I thought this is a wonderful opportunity for us to serve. It's a wonderful way in Trinidad. I know devotees, we place books in libraries and hospitals and so on, but the hotels, we have so many in Trinidad and Tobago. And so it's a wonderful avenue for preaching. So thank you. So before we do the final kirtan, so in the meantime, we want to invite the legend Kirtaniya Agnidev Prabhu. And we also want you to move your chairs back because we want a dance floor. You know what's a dance floor? A dance floor is where people stand and dance. So what is going to happen is, because this is a party, we're having a party. And this is the best way to have the party. So before we invite Agnidev Prabhu for the final kirtan, and before we ask you to stand and chant and dance, we're going to have Ravindra and Loka Guru Prabhu. Where Ravindra is sleeping again? Last year he fell asleep for the birthday party. So, sleeping again, see? Sleeping again. So anyway, poor guy. Last year was the same thing. So on the 3rd and the 5th of July, Loka Guru and his son, their birthdays are 2 days apart. So we would like to sing for them, Vanchakalpa. So together we will chant this beautiful prayer and wish them, as Guru Saranaraj said earlier, wish them Lord Krishna's blessing, Srimati Radharani's blessings, that they continue to serve. Those of you who know, those of you who don't know Loka Guru Prabhu, a very gentle, spirited devotee, and always willing to serve the devotees and the mission. So we will sing Vanchakalpa together. 2, 3. Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. So we wish you all the best, Loka Guru Prabhu, and your son, of course, that you continue your devotional service and your son walk in your footsteps and become a wonderful devotee of Shri Shri Radha Gopinath, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani. Hare Krishna. So I'll give you a minute to shift your chairs to the back. And we have part of the dance floor here. This is actually, this is Loka Guru's requester, so he's smiling at the back here. This is his request. Loka Guru likes a party, and he likes Trini Kirtan. So we're going to have Kirtan, and we invite all of you to please stand, chant, and dance together. Hare Krishna.